This is the Symposium podcast with E. Wright and Romero.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Symposium podcast. Guess what? We're back in the room. So on the other side of the motherfucking chair, let the people know who you are.
What up, people? We back at it. Your boy E. Wright once again. Welcome to the Symposium podcast. Gotta stop spinning. Let me kick it back to my man.
You know what it is, rose gold in the building. I should stop spinning.
I like these chairs, man.
It's
very comfortable.
Yeah, man. It's like that's what you do in a typical conversation. Like,
Right.
it's just. But yeah, rose gold. I'm here as well. I always got the gold on me. It is May 28th, 2022. Time is flown, man. Time is gone by.
Yeah.
Hard to believe we're at the end of May. This is Memorial Weekend. By the time y'all hear this, it'll pass. So we here at the Symposium podcast hope y'all had a wonderful weekend. You go see your loved ones, grill something, have a good time, and of course, remember those who have passed, because that is the point of Memorial Day. We are going to do things a little different today. We said fuck the news because it's been rough. It's been some rough segments, man. Some tough segments. We'll acknowledge what has taken place recently in Texas at the elementary school. Thoughts and prayers to the families and for those who have lost. There's not much that can really be said. It's tough.
I'm so tired of having to say thoughts and prayers, man. Like
it just sounds like a
what the fuck are we doing, man? But yeah, man, for real. Just sad. It's very sad. It's very sad.
Very sad. That's the big thing. So that's it that we really have for news. It's not much. We just want to make that acknowledgement. But other than that, fuck, we're bypassing the news basically. We're just gonna go straight to topic, straight to the rants.
No. First, how are you doing?
Oh, you're right. Sorry, that's all.
How you doing, man?
I'm all right, man. I'm figuring some things out. I won't lie to you. I was a little agitated, and I never use that word, but I was a little agitated about some stuff. But now I'm okay, and we'll talk more about it in some of these topics. What about you?
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's not good, man.
It's
not good. It's been a crazy week, man. Like we just kind of touched on it. That was very hard, especially me being an educator and just fucking human. But I don't know, man. It's I buried another friend yesterday.
Yeah, I saw that. Condolences, man.
Rest in peace, Summer Brooks. Gone way too soon. But so there's that. It's kind of all over the place, man. I don't know how to feel. But I'm just trying to move forward, and it's another day, man. It's taking it day by day, really. But it's just time. The time is just weird right now.
Yeah.
But we're gonna pick it up. Just start low. We pick it up. But try to get those not out the way. I don't want to say get those out the way, but
gotta get it off your chest.
Yeah.
Gotta say it.
But
oh my God! See, this is how off we are.
To that.
To my man, to the people, welcome to the party.
Cheers to y'all.
Cheers to y'all. Thanks for sticking with us.
What's on the docket today, brother? Is that what it is, docket?
Docket, yeah, I would say so. Let's talk about the first thing that I was thinking about. Haters.
Hating ass bitches.
This nigga's like, yeah, fuck them. No, I was just thinking.
I saw that like, this nigga Ro got haters right now? Like,
No. Kind of, but not like that. I was thinking about like people hate.
Oh, yeah.
Just in general, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you see somebody in a new whip, and you can be happy for that person, but somebody else is like, fuck that dude.
Yeah.
But why? why though? Or even just how we talk about race and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's like
I think hate is a lot of pride and ego and hate. You know what I mean? And well, it's weird because when we talk about pride and ego, it always got to be a male thing, right?
Yeah.
But it's not. You know what I mean? Like,
no, women hate too.
Yes, women probably hate. I don't say hate more.
More.
It's true.
They hate in another way.
Yeah. They're diabolical in their hate.
That's a good word. It is true. You've seen it. You be like,
scary.
damn.
It's scary. Yeah. But I mean, no, just hate. Like it's. I don't know why it's hard to see someone else advancing or doing. But I know why it's hard to see it because you're not in that position. But
yeah,
what have you done to change the position you're in?
That's a good, yeah. Remember that because that's gonna go into another topic
right.
too.
So before, like, you can be like, damn. But that just, when I see something like that, and I can't speak for everybody, but when I see something like, and I'm not saying I never hated before.
No, niggas.
Yeah. But it just makes me like, damn, what can I do to not necessarily get that, but like get something else, just kind of, what do I need to be doing? Maybe I need to be on my shit, and that kind of like pumps me up a little bit, like, all right, damn, I gotta work harder. You know what I mean?
So for you, you see somebody doing, like, they're bettering themselves, right?
Yeah.
And for you might hate a little bit, but you'll quickly turn that around and you'll go, well, what am I doing? And like, maybe I need to focus more on myself, or I should do more. Not many people are really like that though. It's just more of, fuck this person. And then that's where it's left.
I had the perfect example of that. So I was at not an art show, but I was at like, where they have art shows. And
last week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I'm looking around, bro, and I'm just looking at the art and all that, and in my mind, I'm like, dog, I can do this shit.
Mm-hmm.
But then I start looking at the fucking prices on the things, and I'm like, for that? You know what I mean? Like, at the same time, I'm like, why am I, like, yeah, I think, I believe I can do that, but have you done anything? I'm telling myself this, like,
what have you done?
Yeah. Like, why haven't you? You know what I mean? Like, no, you can't like compare yourself to somebody else when you haven't even attempted to do it.
And that's the thing that you hear too.
Yeah. And that just motivated me though, because like now, like my goal for the summer is to paint more on canvases though. You know what I mean? Like make actual make art, and just to see if I can, see if I can do it.
Have you done that before?
Here and there, but not
like,
I haven't taken it serious. But
okay.
And I got all the material, I just don't do shit,
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, how can I, I'm looking at this person's work and their livelihood, and I'm like, I can't compare it to myself because I haven't done anything,
That's the biggest thing about a hater too. Excuse me, I don't even want to say a hater, but people who hate.
Yeah.
You look at somebody else's life and you go, bump this person for whatever they're doing, but have you done that? Have you put in the work that they put in? Have you even taken the time to see what you're capable of doing? No, you just, I don't know, man, that's extremely frustrating for me. And I only bring this up because recently I was around somebody and every single thing that they saw, be it a TV show or somebody running, whatever, there's just a negative comment, and I'm like, yo, what is up? What's good? And even for us, we literally said it seconds ago, there are moments for us where we hate on somebody, but that shifts.
Oh yeah,
it's
very quickly.
It's like, okay,
it's like,
what about me? What am I doing?
Yeah, it's like sometimes like, what about you? You know what I mean? like what about you? Like why does that have to, be a factor in another person's success?
Mm-hmm.
Because when we see somebody doing bad, what we do?
Fucking hate. Just
quiet. Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
Not a fucking thing. It's like, and it's like, damn. So keep the same energy. You know what I mean? Like help. Man, it's not me saying like we ought to be helping each other out. That's the.
No, but
it's like.
To a degree, we
To a
should.
degree,
I
yeah.
mean, we talk about it like people having a tribal mindset, right?
Right.
Yeah, but at the same time, for the betterment of humankind, we need to have an altruistic mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody help everybody. Like I'm not looking for a kumbaya moment where we all hold hands.
Yeah,
There should be a level of respect and seeing somebody. If somebody moving up and you are interested in like how they did it, or it's in the same area as you should congratulate that person, or just like you can recognize it and then go like, okay, I can do that too.
I like how you just said that, like, because it kind of made me think. So when you say like, kind of try to figure out how they did it, but like, how do you feel about like when people gatekeep shit? Like, what if a motherfucker don't want to tell you how they did it? Like, figure it out. Man. You know what I mean?
That's a good
Like,
question.
how do you feel about that?
It can rub me the wrong way.
Yeah.
If it's something that I'm trying to do, like that I'm really in.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, this is just one person.
Right. Exactly.
They're
They don't owe you nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, damn,
like how you
that's
gonna do it?
yeah, that's how you feel.
Yeah.
Like, you know?
That's exactly the right way. It's like, oh, okay.
Because a lot, I mean, it happens a lot, you know,
Is it? That's funny that you bring that up. Is there something specific that you are referring to as of
but
late?
no, it just made me think
Yeah.
about it when you said, when you like asked that person how they did it. Like, a lot of people don't. You know, a lot of people don't want to share how they did it, you know?
But you should. And
Yeah.
that's very important, because one reason and one reason alone, there's a certain formula to everything, right? But when a person asks you
It
how
doesn't have to be the same.
yeah, exactly. Like, this is your journey. How you did it could look.
How you get from A to B won't look the same as how I got from A to B.
Yeah,
You know what I
exactly.
mean?
Everybody can make money. Everybody can paint, do whatever. But it's not you. It's the next person.
Right.
So, and I think about that too with, I said it earlier, but with race. Nigga, how do you hate on a color?
That's, that,
Like, not even culture, just color.
well, I feel like that's taught, but it goes.
It
you know,
is.
we will never understand it because it's, you know.
I don't know.
But it is weird. It is weird, but the world is weird. But you know, that's just the way shit was structured, and it's crazy. It's still like, it's not crazy because it makes. I mean, like, that's still going on, but
Oh yeah, it
it's
is.
like, damn, we're so far removed from. We're not though. That's the crazy thing. We're not far removed from this shit. Like, we still getting treated the same way. People still getting treated the same way. People still getting looked at the same way.
I had a conversation.
It's a hierarchy,
That's the right
and I
word.
don't want to get into like I'm never talking about politics, but it's just weird with that shit, you know?
Yeah.
Like, we have these laws in place. Don't benefit nobody but a certain, you know what I mean? And it's like, yeah. And it's like, dog, it's just weird, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I won't even get into the whole gun shit and the whole, like,
That's way.
that's weird to me too.
That's a very, very hot topic. Not that we won't touch on it.
Yeah, not that we won't, but not today.
Not today.
Not today.
That's what we should do. We should get a list of hot topics. It's like,
I like that.
do we touch on this today?
Yeah, I like that idea.
Um,
Man, it's a Memorial Day weekend, man.
we'll keep it.
Keep it light.
We'll coast it.
Yeah,
Coast
we
it.
do have to bounce back from the last episode, though.
Yeah. See, I told you. Yeah.
I felt where you. I went back.
Thank you. I was like, just listen.
Yeah.
For those of y'all who haven't heard the episode, go listen to it. Go listen to it still. It's a good episode. It's just there's some energy there. Like, niggas was just. Plus, it was just the past 2 weeks. We was kind of all over the place. Like, we weren't in the room at different times.
Yeah, true that.
But yeah. But no, man,
We're good. We're doing good stuff.
we're good. Plus, it's not hot in here.
Yes.
No.
Because it is nice out.
Yeah.
I went on but I went on a walk today. This morning it was like rainy as hell. I thought it was gonna be a shitty day. An hour later it was
Sun came out.
Yeah.
whether it be bipolar in Minnesota.
I was gonna say Minnesota, yes, definitely.
For sure.
Definitely.
Midwest, but for some reason here it's just. But hey, when the sun come out, happy about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all I really got. Well, I'll add on to this. We're talking about not even haters, but people hating.
Mm-hmm.
You know, looking at somebody else's life, we'll say, and seeing what they've achieved, or even a bigger one, what they got. Because everybody is like this to some degree. If somebody got, like they dress nice, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they have that question like, well, shit, why not me? What about you? What makes you so special? I learned about this a while back. There's this thing, it's called the hedonist treadmill. So
never heard of it.
Check it. All it means is this, is that when you see somebody, right, you see what they have, everything that they got. Mm-hmm. There's something about that. There's a part of you that goes, well, what about me? Like, I need that. Mm-hmm. So if someone got a rollie, you gotta get a rollie.
Oh, they used to call that keeping up with the Joneses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get where I'm going from?
Yeah, definitely. Okay, gotcha.
The funny thing about it is, on this treadmill, you can achieve those things. Even when you do that, it doesn't stop.
Right.
You just, instead of being satisfied or going, like just taking a moment saying, I did it, I'm good, you go, I need more.
Or you put yourself in a shitty situation trying to get to where they, what they got. Because now you either broke or like, you done sacrificed something. So, yeah. And then that's the whole, we always talk about social fucking media. That's the whole thing. Like, people don't post their failures on social media. Mm-hmm. So all you see is the wins. So yeah, that's what you're gonna try to compare to, but you see how many times motherfucker failed to do something, like, because we don't post our failures as, you know what I mean?
Same time.
And that's why when people live through it, try to live through social media, then it gets.
Yeah.
What were you about to say?
Well, I was gonna say this, now thinking about it, when somebody is working, right, they on their grind. Mm-hmm. Just for example, us doing the podcast, we don't really have haters that we know of.
We was low-key hating.
Yeah, I can't even deny that. I can't even deny that. Still I want no problems with these people.
Well, yeah, continue.
But yeah, we should really tell that story.
It's actually a really funny story.
When people are just trying to do whatever, like they're trying to work on themselves, be on their grind. Yeah. They'll post it, right? Mm-hmm. And they'll come across haters.
Oh yeah.
They'll be like, "What the fuck is this?" Or "Why are you so important?"
Yeah.
Even ignoring it. Like if somebody says, "Hey, if you like this, give it a thumbs up." Mm-hmm. Like you say that every time. And in another example, someone were to do that, they get ignored. Right. And it wouldn't even be like you thought about it and then you just go on to the next thing, like the next video or whatever. It's more of you made a conscious decision not to do that. That's hate. Yeah. Like why can't you just?
Or it can go into like also now I'm just thinking like a whole bunch of hating ass shit. So
yes.
It kind of goes into what, like, let's say, I'll use our podcast for instance. Mm-hmm. Let's say, we post something, we post a clip, we post an episode, and people like it here and there, but nobody's like reposting this shit. Like, do you feel some type of way about that? Like personally for me, I don't.
You don't?
No. Okay. Like everything's not for everybody, but you can't I don't think you should expect nobody to do for nobody to
do that for you.
Yeah. But you will hope. I would hope. And do you look at people kind of funny? Yeah. Yeah, I'm like, all right, I see, like you'll post a stranger shit before you post my shit, Yeah. I don't think that's hate, but that's kind of like, all right,
you look at it sideways.
Yeah, you do tend to look at people sideways like that. But I think overall, like, man, I would love for friends and whatever to repost shit. But if they don't, it's like, all right, whatever hate that's no. But no.
Just kidding. Yeah, I see.
So where we at? No, what were you about to say, man?
I was gonna say, in that sense, right? Somebody that that saying it be your own people, that's true.
It do be your own people, man.
I hate to say that, but like to a degree,
it be your own people sometimes.
It be your own
bro.
people sometimes.
Yeah, like you see it all the time.
And some people just do it unintentionally.
Yeah.
Like you ever get one of these, you say what you want to do or what you're working on, and you kind of get like a side eye. Going,
yeah.
You sure?
Right. Like damn, you just gonna doubt me like that?
Damn.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say people just
like, are you doing it as a friend or are you doing it like
you care?
Yeah. Like, do you care, really care, or you just think I can't do it?
Yeah.
Because now I'm gonna do it, and when I do it, I'm gonna let you know I did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at this thing. Look at this thing. Look at what I did.
Yeah, bitch.
All right.
That's too many bitches.
All
right.
But no, some people just, how you say, somebody will overlook what you doing, but they'll like not post but repost somebody else's or like somebody else's shit.
Yeah.
I feel like that's just something that they gravitate to.
Mm.
Even for us, for example, we talk about mental health and things like around that.
Yeah.
That'll get people's attention, but that doesn't mean that is the thing.
Yeah, for sure. I just think it's, to each their own, man.
You said it, bro. To each their own.
You know, like, maybe you don't like what I'm putting out. That's cool. You know what I mean?
Like it.
As long as you're not hating on it.
That's all. That's it.
Yeah.
Really, that's all. Like that's all.
Full circle.
Full circle.
As long as you're not hating.
As long as you're not hating.
Just scroll past my shit. I don't care. As long as you're not hating on it. You know.
Just like okay.
Yeah.
This topic did not come up because something happened with the
no,
podcast.
no.
Nothing at all. I said it
It's
earlier.
random as hell, yeah. But it was a good topic. Like
I'm sorry. What was you gonna say?
I'm just saying, like, we all think about it.
Yeah.
You know?
There's just somebody else around and good person, just a little more negative than usual. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Why are you hating so hard?
Yeah.
But I think it also bothers me because when I see people do that, I hate, but again, it just like it changes.
Okay, so I will say this. If you are around somebody that's just openly hating for no reason, you have to call that out. You have to dead that right there. Because that's no behavior you should be around.
That's true.
Yeah, I don't want to be around the energy. If you got a valid reason, like, all right, I kind of get what you're saying, but like, all right, just tone it down a little bit. But if you just out here hating to hate, no.
But you know why? Like it's said all the time. Usually when a person is hating on something or seeing another person and they're hating, it's because there's something missing for them. There's something going on with them.
Yeah, so figure your shit out, you know?
Yeah. You heard it. Figure your shit out. Please.
What else we got? That was a good topic.
Yeah. I think it's kind of hot right now. It's like, hey, let's talk about some stuff. Oh, next one. You versus you.
This is good.
Here's why I wanted to bring this up. I had a conversation recently and was talking about how life is and what you're trying to achieve, right? And this is why I brought up being agitated. For me, 2021, I always talk about it like how it was one of the best years of my life, and it was just nonstop wins. And I also had to recognize that I've become a different person.
Yeah.
I don't know if I told you this, but when I was younger, I'd say my teenage years, I had an idea of myself, of what I looked like as an adult.
Yeah, we did. We did.
Yeah. And thank you. And I am that person. But what
Are you that person, or?
I am.
Okay.
I am that person. However, what I've come to realize as of late, I'm just getting started.
Oh, okay. I like that.
Yeah. Like, all the times that I was working to become this person, I'm finally here, but I didn't really see it from this perspective. It's like, okay, you here now, but the life that you want to live, you have yet to work for, you have yet to earn, you have yet to, in general, live. So this is what you're doing. And I came to that conclusion because just how everything has been in 2022. I invested in the market. The market is bad right now. We doing the podcast. We've been doing this for a year. It's fucking great, but now it's complicated. We're busy as fuck. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Job is fantastic. Shout out to everybody at work. I love you so much. Everybody at the clinic, MHPs and stuff. I know y'all listen, so I appreciate you. But that's not easy work.
Right.
You know, you tend to clients and you want to do the best that you can, but there are some days that you walk away and you go, what am I doing wrong? And it's not even that. It's just like, that's just the job.
Right.
So you trying to figure things out there. And then you got family stuff, you got friend stuff. You're trying to stay on top of all of it, all the while.
Balance. Balance,
And get to that next thing. And I realized that, I was like, 2021, I finally became the person I wanted to be. 2022, this is it. This is the year of work. And going back to the topic, if I'm trying to get this life that this version of me wants or can achieve, that's what it is. This version of me can achieve. That really means an old version of me, I really gotta dead those habits, those old habits. Also exercising, like I'm not in the shape that I used to be, so I have to fit that into my schedule just for my mental health. You know what I'm saying? I'm just making those sort of decisions. Like, okay, are you gonna actually get up at 5 in the morning because that's really the only time that you have? So that's why I say you versus you, because there's this version of you that you have become that can help you progress to the life you want to lead, and then there's that old version of you that you fuck around, it will set you back. So, if that makes sense.
Man. I think that's a constant battle though. Like, day in and day out, just you versus you, because you have to. But I think a lot of people don't realize that also. You know what I mean? Like, you think you're fighting this or that, but it's really like it's all internal first. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't want to try to say like if you don't love yourself, but like you have to love yourself before you can love somebody else, right?
Oh no, that's true.
And like just that battle of you versus you, now it's like that's a lot of, I think it's mixed with a lot of self-doubt. You know what I mean? And like if we could flip that to, and I'm not saying it's gonna be easy, but just trying to flip that to something positive, right? I think that's where it'll start clicking. It's like, all right, you know, you just kind of had that can-do mindset, and it'll start to get easier. I feel like when you said, you know, you saw what your life was like.
Like a teenager.
And you're just getting started with that.
You
know what I mean? And we've been adults for a while. So it's like, but like for me, I'll just use myself, like, I'm that constant you versus you battle. And now it's like, all right, you get to this point, but I'm still struggling a little bit in this area, or I'm still struggling in this area. And it's like, it's altered me from enjoying this point where I'm at. You know what I mean? Because I'm still worried about
over
A
here.
and B, you know? So it's like kind of finding that, like you said, finding that balance to, you know, be able to overcome those two, so I can enjoy this, and so I can build from that is what I'm essentially trying to reach, you know?
It's
not easy, but
it's hard, bro. It's extremely hard. Two things with that. I want to make sure I stay on this. One is, this also came up because talking to someone else recently, the conversation that we had was about what they would like answers to their questions before they pass, but they said that they would never give them. They wanted to know about the universe, specifically black holes, right? Do you know anything about a black hole?
Only what I've seen on the Flash, bro.
I
Nothing else, bro. I don't know.
That's okay. I ain't even gonna hold you.
Have you even researched that?
First and foremost, the missus enjoys documentaries.
Okay.
So anything that I've learned, it's from
Gotcha.
secondhand.
Yeah.
But I was having a conversation with someone else, and they were saying that they will never know the mysteries of life, specifically when it comes to what's out there in space, the universe, because we're just not there. We don't have those sort of answers, and it's unclear if we ever will. And I asked this person, I said, you know, I understand what you're saying, but I also know you on this level personally. You look at external things. You want to know about what's out there and what does that mean for human beings, but how can you try to figure something out like that when you have yet to tap into your own universe?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you look outward, but what about what's going on in? And I wasn't trying to sound, I don't know, not like preachy or anything, or even a hippie. It's just more of, you want to know what's out there and how vast that is. But look, man, maybe you can get some clarity if you figure something out here. And that person wasn't really, that person wasn't here with me, and I was like, all right. Eventually we had a nice conversation, and we came to a conclusion, but I know that the gears are still turning. And that's where that came from. Just talk about you versus you, because you're stuck in this mindset.
Yeah.
Right? You want to know something about whatever, but you're kind of limiting yourself. And that's something that's like the way you've been thinking for some time now. It's like, okay, but a new version of you is like, it wants to get there, but has it put in the work to do that?
Right.
And two, what I was going to say, we never got a chance to talk about this, but I wanted to touch on this briefly. Kendrick Lamar's album, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. You know, did you hear it?
Did I hear it?
I just checking.
Did I hear it?
I'm sorry.
Romero Green.
Hey, they should do it.
Levante Green.
I'm not offended by that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like I called it Mr. Morales on here one time on some dumb shit. I don't know why.
I kind of like it.
but what about it?
So first of all, anybody that watches, or excuse me, that listens to the podcast, don't come up to me and start saying Levante. That is not my middle name.
No, it's not.
I promise you. It starts with an A. You know my middle name, but I'll remind you after this.
I think I know it.
Because I don't need niggas to say
Yeah,
that.
we're not saying
We're not saying that.
But
okay, so there are certain parts throughout the album where you hear a narration, like a different voice from a guy, right?
Yeah.
Do you know who that is?
Let's go there.
No. Oh, you're right, but not him. There's another guy. I think you hear him on the second album.
Yeah. Oh,
You know
okay.
what I'm
Yeah. I thought you meant like the interludes.
No.
Yeah.
Kodak Black is on there, yes, but I'm referring to the other person. Do you know who that is?
No.
So he is I can't even, hold on. This man, I read his book and everything many moons ago. That is
you know
what I'm talking
I just saw this. I saw a video of this actually yesterday. Like some dude like broke down the whole fucking album.
Yeah, that's his name. It's kind of hard to pronounce, but Eckhart Tolle. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. So
I have no idea who he is, but I just saw this. I saw it on a random video.
This man Great book, by the way. So back in 1997, his book was published, and it's called The Power of Now.
Mm-hmm.
I highly recommend that you read it, honestly, because it goes along with it goes along with what we're talking about.
Okay.
And what he focuses on is the human spirit and how we need to be present.
Mm-hmm.
Not like, oh, you need to be in the here and now, but straight up, like, be here, feel it.
Yeah.
Like, do you feel the wind on your skin? Do you feel the sun? Do you feel the rain on things like that? Or when you're sleeping, do you hear the birds? Like, you just feel it, like you're on ecstasy, basically, naturally.
Good.
But going back to this topic of you versus you, that's part of it. You want to change, you want to grow the way you want. Part of that is, well, you have to be present. And you have to recognize what's going on with you.
Right.
And that is very difficult.
Yeah. Yes.
Extremely. Even if you are a conscious person, there are moments where you just get caught up in life. So yeah, thoughts on that at all? Questions?
Nah, man, it's pretty self-explanatory, man.
But yeah.
But I do have a question. What did you think of the album, though, since you brought it up?
I still think it was good. I don't know if it was. I don't feel like it was. Oh man, this is the best fucking album he ever put out. But I do think it was good. It was great.
It got better every time I listened to it.
Did it?
Yeah.
Really?
It got better every time I listened to it.
I don't think it's a bad album at all. I feel like, people want. There are people who are introspective and they want that deepness, and then there are people who are like, man, where that banger at? I feel like for most, I can't really say this, but I feel like for most people, they were looking for that.
Where are you looking for?
That's a good question. I had no expectation.
Okay.
I really didn't. I think I got what I wanted. I'm happy with the album.
Yeah.
I guess I go. I don't know, because I kind of felt this way with Damn. It was interesting to hear Kendrick Lamar and hear his perspective. He goes throughout this entire album, and you just hear his inner thoughts. We'd say, and for this time around, it's not that. It's more of, how can I put it? Well, I mean, it's literally in the title, Mr. Morale. You see the confliction within himself. His past and what he's been going through, things like that. Why the reason he's experienced the things that he has. What's the word? Trauma.
Yeah.
I actually thought that was good because how we talk about mental health and stuff. This man was able to expand on that as an album.
Yeah.
Through music.
Yeah.
Even just touching on even that little quick sketch. I can't remember what the song was. But when his lady is telling him, like, you need therapy, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like, just to even say that, I'm like, this is good. So, great album. I should listen to it again.
Yeah, you gotta let it run.
The song that I've been listening to over and over again is Savior with Baby King.
Yeah.
That speaks to me.
You fuck with Baby King.
I do. Yeah. I like that kid, man. He's good. As soon as I heard him, there are certain songs that I'm like, but overall, his character, I see it. I'm like, he's gonna grow.
Yeah.
Watch him. Him and Jack Harlow, I feel like they're it might be too soon to say, but I feel like they're the next Kendrick and Drake.
Yeah, it's too soon.
That's too soon. I can't really say Jack Harlow is like Drake. No one is like Drake, but those similarities in terms of styles.
I was gonna say, that's where they get their styles from.
Yeah.
Like
one.
Jack clearly gets it from Drake, and Baby King clearly gets it from Kendrick. And Kendrick might take some of Baby King shit too.
That's true. We'll see. But what'd you think of the album overall?
It was great. It was really, like I said, the first time it was like, okay. But then I kept listening. I'm like, damn, like this shit dope. Like it's really dope to me.
What made? I mean, I know people even say this about like books or movies. You got to give it a second read or a second visit. What was it about the second time that made you go, yo?
Just that, you know, it depends. The music, it's like, what are you doing at the moment? You know what I mean? Like, and I think when I first heard it, I was kind of moving and grooving, like, you know. But then when I really like sat and listened to it, it was like, it was dope.
Sorry, there's a kid at the window, yo.
But no, man, it was just like, all right, like the way he was, you know, it just flowed. The way it flowed to me, like hearing Kodak on it, Kodak killed it. You know what I mean? Like it's just super dope, man. Like, and just not, it was to not hear him for 5 years. You know what I mean? Like
then come back.
Yeah, like he came in it, like shit he's talking about. Like, he didn't give a fuck about the cancel culture shit. Like he was saying, like when the song where you know where you talk about his aunt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That shit was dope to me.
This is deep.
Yeah,
this
you
is
know,
so
like,
deep.
But niggas can't talk like that. Like, you know, like you typically cannot talk like, and that's real. Like he just like how he grew up, and now it's like makes sense now. You know what I mean? And that shit was just dope to me.
I think that's why I like the album. It's really not the same. Like I do love the album, but I think because we have these sort of conversations, and being a fan of Kendrick, it wasn't a surprise for me for him to touch on it. It was like, oh, it was a matter of time. I think that's what it was for me. It's like, I'm happy you did this.
He even had a line about Drake and Ye getting.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And then was like, he got some growing to do because he still feel that. You know what I mean? Like it's real. It's, you know.
Hey, for anybody that's listening, be clear. Don't get it twisted. That was not a jab at Drake or Kanye.
Oh, no,
that man was literally being vulnerable.
Yeah.
No, I agree with you 100%, dude. And you're right. I think that's another thing too, because I don't know if we had this conversation. Jay-Z's 444, right?
Oh yeah.
Phenomenal album.
Yeah. Love
that album. Honestly, in my top 5. I think that is a wonderful album, but I feel like that was overlooked by culture.
Yeah.
How that was, like how the 444 album was overlooked, I feel like that's how it is with this album, with Mr. Morale and Big Steppers, because just how you say, when we talk about those sort of things, it's like how can you have that sort of conversation?
Right.
If you don't know, or if you don't experience that opportunity.
True.
So I'm happy that it is out there. And y'all have those conversations. If a man on that big of a platform can say those things to you, you can definitely have those conversations in your home, with your people, with the therapist. And y'all need to start trusting therapists, man. They are not against you, I promise. You gotta pay them, so they are on your side. Some do it for free. Well, some do it for $25. That's better than $200. So, but yeah, kind of went on a tangent, but no, that wasn't really a tangent because we went from
yeah.
All right.
What's
last one?
Last thing. What you got?
What was the last one? Oh, waiting on shit to happen.
Okay. This is a good way to end it.
Have you ever?
Yes.
Still gonna ask. Have you ever looked forward to something? I shouldn't even say look forward to something, but more of you want something to happen. You don't know if it's gonna happen, but you still want that thing, and you're just waiting.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
How did you feel?
Conflicted. feel like, is it worth me waiting for this to happen? You know, just kind of to go back to the U versus U, like the self-doubt.
Yeah.
And it's like, ultimately, it's like, why? Why am I waiting for this to happen?
Yeah.
Why do I want this?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, so yeah, I've definitely been there. Definitely been there. Yeah, it's tough. It's like, I don't know. And it's just like, I think there are factors that go into it as well. Like, what's happening at the moment, you know what I mean? Whatever you're waiting for, what is, like, it depends on what it is, you know what I mean? Like, cause you could get pushback, you could get, you know, like, you could get, like, it can seem like everything is good and it's okay and it's, you know, and then it could completely not be, you know?
When you're so focused on this thing that might not happen, you're just waiting. Have you ever felt as though you've put your life on hold?
I don't know. I wouldn't say on hold, but I would say it could lead to missing out on other opportunities that I probably should have just took instead, or should have not took it, but should have considered. Yeah, you know what I mean. You know, or just try it. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think about all that all the time, man. It's just like, you always have those what ifs, you know, when it's like, where, you know, you gotta kind of figure out where do you go from. When do you say, all right, man, let me move forward and try this out, or, you know, see if this works.
Yeah.
You know.
So here's why I bring that up. Just going back to the topics, haters and you versus you. As you know, I'm invested in the market, right? I'm not down bad. I'm not. It's just, did I explain this? I don't know if I ever touched on this, like what a bear market is. All right. Shout out to my man Micah and Hammond for teaching me shit. A bear market is where the market is just bleeding. It's every day it's in the red, and you think it'll turn around, but 1 minute something can be priced at $100, the next minute you see it go down to 89, 88, and then there are even some days where it just drops to like 50. And it'll continue that way for some time. That's a bear market.
Yeah.
And I've invested a certain amount of money into the market. If it turns around and becomes a bull market, which is where it just increases, it's in the green, suddenly it goes from like 70 to 80 or 85, and then even $300 money, basically. You get your investment back, and then some. ROI.
Okay.
Return on investment for those who don't know. So I've made some pretty solid investments, and I'm just waiting. Okay. I'm waiting for shit to pop off.
Yeah.
How I've talked about house baby Tesla.
Yeah.
This brings me closer to that.
Okay.
Very, very much so. And then I think about other opportunities. I'm like, oh, then I can invest more in the pod, and I can have more time, and this, that, and the third. It's like, oh, maybe I can help my family a little bit more. And you want it. It's like something really good that you can just taste.
Yeah.
But you don't know how things are gonna go, and you're waiting. Even if it doesn't happen, like, you have no guarantee. But more than anything, you just want to know the final result, so you're waiting.
Yeah.
All the while, you still have this other shit going on. You still have work. You still have, your social activities, whatnot. And you're trying to stay on top of those things. But in the back of your mind, you're still very focused on this thing. Like,
Yeah.
Okay, just today, maybe today's the day, or it's not today, the next day, okay, maybe today's the day. So just like you talked about opportunities, right?
Right.
Even earlier, going back to you versus you. You know what needs to be done. And you gotta put in that work. You gotta do that shit. And even going back to haters, you gotta work on yourself. You gotta keep it moving. Fuck what everybody else is doing, fuck what everybody else has.
Right.
But how can you do that when all you are focused on is basically the future?
Yeah.
Like, you're still wanting this thing that's way out there, and that's only a possibility. It might not happen. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm trying to be present, but I very much want this thing, and I don't know if it's gonna happen. If that makes sense.
Yeah. But you still, like, I think where the confliction is, like, do you give up on it, or you just kind of hold out a little longer? Like, maybe, you know?
Well, I think that's kind of where I'm at with all of these topics as well, specifically this one. The anticipation, that's what drives a person nuts.
Yeah.
But it's like, how do you, I don't know, maybe stay sane? No, how do you stay consistent?
Yeah, consistent. That's
how do you stay consistent so that this doesn't take up all of your time and energy, that you're so focused on this thing and you're still working on you? Because no matter what, that's what you have to do. That's life, right?
Yeah, I think, I don't know, man. That's a good question. I just think, I feel like you have to, first of all, you have to be realistic about it, right? You have to be real with yourself. But I guess be open-minded as well. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you just kind of
We talk about that all the time.
Yeah, like, you know, you just gotta be like, all right, you see it this way, but okay, so if it don't work, what do you got, like, what's your plan B for that, you know?
Do you think it's wise to have a plan B?
I don't see why not. I think, I heard that before, actually. I think if you don't have a plan, then you're stuck in limbo somewhere, like, now you're just stuck, like, if that shit fall through, but I think it's always good to have, I'm not saying you need a backup plan all the time, but, like, don't even call it a backup plan, it's just like, all right, you should have options.
I like that. That's
You
a
should
better
have
word.
options.
You should have options.
Right? Yeah. So, like, if this don't work, fuck it. Let me move on to the next one. But if you don't have that other option, now that don't work, then you kind of got to start from scratch. And you don't start from scratch, it's tough. You know what I mean? So why not have something in place? Not as a fail safe or a backup, but just like another option to.
Yeah. I mean, how else are you gonna grow? And that even goes back to you versus you, and just even haters. Usually, specifically haters. Like, I hate saying haters, but a person that hates, they're, to some degree, they hate because they have closed themselves off. Right?
Right.
And even for a person, you want to better yourself, you want to move forward with your life, but you close yourself off to certain opportunities.
Yeah,
or thoughts, I don't know.
Right.
So yeah.
You just need those options. It's like, speaking of options, monogamy, let's talk about it. No, for real, no.
For some reason, I was like, I feel like he's gonna say something about women.
No.
Says dating.
No, we good.
Are you sure?
I 100%. Very.
We should touch on that.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I don't know what that.
We've already touched. Do you know what looking at? I should show you the chart one day.
I don't even know this chart you speak of every time.
I will show. I'll show you. I'll show you at the end of the at the end of this.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what the our most popular video is, or excuse me, our most popular episode is?
What was that?
Yellow's Heartbreak.
That was a good episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good episode.
I was surprised at that. I was like, really? People fucking with this one? And whenever I hear it, I'm like, oh, but we touched on those sort of things. We talked about monogamy. We talked about dating and what that looks like now and how marriage has changed.
Oh,
Over time.
It's a good episode.
Yeah. So, hey, okay. Thank you, because you reminded me of something. I know y'all might not hear this, but I'm sure my man E will work his magic some shape or form.
Yes.
Turn Signal, Wholesome Podcast, Peter Parker, and there are a few other people that I'm thinking about. Hammond, Captain Sinbad. I do apologize because I've been meaning to reach out to y'all. I love all the things that y'all are doing. We here at the Symposium Podcast very much have been paying attention, and we would love to hear your thoughts on certain things, especially when it comes to the mental health field and your world. Expect to hear from us soon. Need to make sure that happens.
PSA.
Yeah.
PSA, especially Wholesome, man. Them my dudes.
Yeah, for real. Them guys, man.
Trey and B, man. Them dudes. They ain't working.
For real.
Great content, man. Great content.
Y'all at the top of our list.
Yeah,
for
real.
real.
We gotta get this, especially this summer, bro. Especially this summer, man. We gotta get the Deuce for Trey though.
The only man that I know who will have that and sip it through a straw.
Yes.
Matter of fact, do you have any footage of that? Can you clip that?
Yeah, I can find it.
All right, okay.
I can find it.
If it's not too hard,
I can find it.
because y'all, no cap, it happened.
Yes. Yeah. Shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to Wholesome Podcast.
That's it.
We definitely, we working on it.
We're working on it.
Our schedules is just weird, but summer coming up, so.
Yeah. It's gonna be a busy summer, dude.
Yeah. It's gonna be fun. I think it's gonna be a fun summer though.
I hope so. I really do. Last year was fun. I hope this one is fun, but I feel like it's just gonna be work.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Last call.
Last call, man.
Anything for the people, sir?
Everything for the people, man. Please. You know, I mean, y'all won't hear this. I mean, y'all hear this, but the weekend will be over. But I'm sure y'all enjoyed the weekend. Just stay safe. Your loved ones, man. Hug your loved ones, especially the littles, man. Especially the littles. And just, you know, just let's try to figure out how we can evolve positively. You know, as people, as a unit. You know what I mean? We gotta stay together, man. Cause there's some weirdos out here and there's some weird shit going on. But you know, just love your people, take care of your people, take care of yourself. We're going back to that. We started with that. Take care of yourself. Summer Brooks, we love you. Rest in peace. And just, you know, shout out to y'all, man.
For real. My man said it best. I don't really have much to add to that. You summed it up perfectly. So that's really it. I'll just kick it back to you.
All right. Well, there you have it, ladies and gents. Another episode of the Symposium Podcast. We greatly appreciate you listening, your views, your likes, comments, shares, all that. You know, we're everywhere. We're on every platform. So please check us out. All right. Until next time.
Episode 65. Greatly appreciate y'all. We'll see you in the next one. But until then, we out. Yeah.